Hey guys, Crypto Sunday, and it's a slightly green week. 3,000 up. Not a huge amount sort of going on in price at the moment, but rather a lot of news happening. So let's have a look. So we kind of knew this was coming, but it still makes the news, I guess. Kathy Wood's ARC 21 shares Bitcoin ETF has been delayed. I think we knew that was going to be. BlackRock's one is the first date is next month, so it would seem sort of unlikely for them to approve ARC one and not BlackRock's. There's sort of been talk. Even Kathy said she thinks if any of them get passed, then they'll likely do a load of them at once. So I guess people are now going to be looking at whether on the BlackRock date they approve a load of them. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. We might all still be sort of being very optimistic. It's 240 days that they can take to approve or deny these, so it could just be the usual sort of delay, and then reject for some other reason. Probably saying Coinbase isn't large enough because they aren't a huge amount of global volume, even though they are a lot of US volume, but it seems sort of an easy get out if they don't want to approve one. If they do, then I would think possibly the BlackRock, as I say, maybe on the BlackRock dates, they just approve sort of 5 or 6 of them and have a sort of reasonably competitive market there. But yeah, keep your eyes out for next month maybe. This one was a surprise. The PayPal stablecoin. I expect they've been seeing what Tether are making, and they want a little piece of that. And it's sort of just PayPal's way of getting in on crypto. Obviously, they're not going to launch a coin of their own. As far as like a layer one or a sort of competitor to Ethereum or Bitcoin or anything, but a stablecoin sort of seems, I guess, fairly logical for them. It's international transfer and could sort of make their transfer fees and that sort of thing a lot less, because you do pay a hell of a lot to transfer money around the world with them at the moment. And yeah, some people are saying this is sort of bigger than the ETFs because it could onboard a huge amount of people. I think they said they got 400 million customers, so that's a hell of a lot more than sort of any crypto project has really. So yeah, it's built on Ethereum, so that was quite a surprise. I think we were all sort of expecting when we first heard this for it to be a sort of private blockchain and not really using the sort of current crypto ecosystem, but yeah, built on Ethereum. So whether this sort of contributes to the Ethereum burning, you could get a large amount of burning going on if this sort of gets traction, which you would think it would. They're going to be sort of promoting this, I guess, as much as they can, and they're already in with sort of traditional finance. So speaking of Tether, I expect this is what PayPal are going after. They made $850 million in the second quarter. If you sort of annualise this with what they made in Q1, it's a huge amount. I mean, they say, I think they said they made 1.5 billion or something in Q1. I think a great deal of that was them holding some Bitcoin and it went up in value. That's not really profit. But certainly the amount that they made on treasuries, I think you're looking at sort of close to 4 billion if they were to sort of carry on making this all year with rates staying where they were. Not sustainable for the ultra long term, I wouldn't have thought, with rates can't stay there, but as long as you're making 4 billion a year, if you sort of said a 15 times earnings, if you like, that is basically PayPal's entire market cap. So introducing something new like this, if they could get 75-80 billion dollars, that would equal Tether's total profit. So yeah, they could effectively double their market cap if they were to sort of equal Tether's total assets under management. And you would think PayPal, with all of their might, could potentially do it, whether it's sort of traditional finance, putting their money in and sort of trusting PayPal more than they would Tether, and sort of more than the general public tend to use Tether a lot more. So yeah, maybe PayPal is sort of the institution's stablecoin, but yeah, it looks like that's what they're going for. And as long as treasuries sort of stay where they are, you would think, they're going up, increasing rates. You'd expect Tether to be making even more in Q3 and 4, unless they sort of have a drastic cut. So good news, I guess. More Tether sort of say they're spending part of the profit still on Bitcoin. So it's another buyer for Bitcoin. There's sort of rumours they now hold 50,000 Bitcoin. So that's quite large. They're sort of not quite rivaling MicroStrategy yet with 150,000, but it's coming up fast. So yeah, good for them. So another big firm, Visa, doing more trials and has been looking into paying for Ethereum gas fees using your card. So you could potentially buy something sort of in the crypto world using your Visa card, and it would pay for the purchase price that you're buying, and it would pay the gas fee through Visa. And they would obviously get their little cut on top if that's sort of easier than you setting up an Ethereum wallet and sort of paying for it yourself. So it's quite interesting. Only a trial, of course, but there was a sort of quote in the PayPal article. The CEO of Paxos, who PayPal are sort of partnering with to launch their stablecoin, he sort of said before, they were afraid to be first, and now they're afraid to be left behind, which does seem to be the case at the moment. There's a lot of companies sort of at least looking into things, but yeah, Visa and MasterCard, I guess, feel a little bit of threat. Obviously, crypto isn't getting anywhere near big enough to sort of compete with them just yet, but they can see the writing on the wall, I guess, sort of over the long term. So they want to get on board, and they're sort of saying this would interact directly with the Ethereum blockchain through sort of a subsidiary of Visa, and yeah, it sort of requests how much the gas fee is before paying it, and sort of then pays that, whether it be in sort of stable coins or sort of ETH itself. But the user doesn't really see any of that. They just, buy the thing, whether it's buying an NFT or something, through your credit card or debit card. And you would think this would help onboard a lot of people who aren't keen on getting an Ethereum wallet. So, has to be good. And in summary, Visa said the intricacies and complexities of blockchain-based transactions have been a significant stumbling block for many users. I think we'd all agree with that. The sort of setting up wallets and bridges and all manner of sort of aspects of the crypto industry that sort of technological people even struggle with, but can sort of get on board with, just sort of completely inaccessible to if you think about your mum and dad doing it, or your grandparents doing it if you're younger. It's just very little hope. So yeah, they're saying that creates a challenging learning curve and increases user friction. The experiment offers a promising approach to substantially addressing these challenges. I think, yeah, the sort of older people, have got a debit card, and if this was sort of buying an NFT or something that they would be interested in, maybe from a big brand that is now getting into it, they can buy it with their debit card, then, yeah, it's certainly has potential. So just checking in on the Eastburn side of things, I do like sort of just keeping an eye on this every week now, and yeah, it's I think this could do with sort of a boost maybe from PayPal or Visa, because we are in a net positive now. It was sort of looking rather good for the last sort of couple of weeks. It was sort of a fair old burn, and now it's sort of slowed down quite a bit, and we've actually gone positive. So the normal sort of issue schedule carries on, 14,900 issued, and in the last 7 days, and they've only burnt 14,800. So again, it's still better than Bitcoin. It's flat basically, 100 ETH positive in the last week, but it's not sort of burning as much as they were used to a couple of weeks ago. But I guess it fluctuates. If you sort of look a little bit more on the longer term, it's still getting going. Really, you had a sort of huge period in May and June, but it was sort of a lot quieter in the sort of first few months after the merge. So yeah, maybe we just have a quiet bit again, and I'll have to see, I guess, what the layer 2s do to this as well. People not sort of interacting directly with the main chain as they do now quite so much, but yeah, if that brings, it's offset by more users and larger volume, then yeah, I think it could still be sort of pushing this down. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. So, just looking at the coins for the week, Bitcoin is up 1.5%, Ethereum up 1.3%, Ethereum still sort of lagging ever so slightly. It's not got anywhere near the sort of point on my wedge pattern that I felt like buying, but yeah, we'll see. Solana up 8%, that's done pretty well for the week. Didn't really see any sort of huge news to cause that. I think it's just fluctuations. Chainlink up 5%, pretty good. Cardano down 0.8%. My little bet with Sir Lallington in the comments is sort of going my way at the moment, certainly. I think I sort of keep an eye on a Sol divided by ADA chart, and it sort of outperformed about 50%, I think, in the last few months. So yeah, we'll see. I think ADA need to or Cardano need to pull something out of the bag with their sort of recent developments to keep going. What else have we got? XRP down 0.2%, nothing really there. Audius up 9%, not too bad. Again, sort of not really seen anything to cause that, but very nice. Matic, Polygon up 1.5%, Quant down 0.3%, Power Ledger up 2%, Gala down 5%, that's the worst of the week. Basic Attention Token up 2%, Internet Computer up 0.7%, and VeChain up 0.9%. So broadly sort of quiet week, most of them up, just sort of 1% or 2%, but yeah, waiting on more news, I guess. These sort of years, generally in the past, if you look back, 2015 was sort of fairly quiet, rebuilding year. 2019, you sort of had a spike up in the middle of the year, but sort of was fairly flat and sort of fairly quiet in development and sort of news. And then we're sort of in 2023, same sort of year of the cycle, basically. Halving sort of next year, and then sort of an expected bull run 2025. So I guess we just got to ride out a little bit longer. So leave your thoughts in comments below, and like and subscribe. See you soon.